The most uneasy secret in Steubenville: women being kept, sold, and enslaved for sex. It's not a pleasant nor talked about matter in society, let alone our city, but it's happening across the nation, across the world, and right here in Steubenville. Here's the story of two women who are trapped, stuck in traffic. We want to warn you, this story may be disturbing to some viewers.
I went to school, I graduated 8th in my class.
At age 13, her father slipped her drugs and told her it was a Tylenol. She spent her high school years studying and hiding a dark secret in plain sight.
Did anybody in your schools ever know what was happening to you, that you were being tricked out and sold?
No.
You just put on the front and you go do what you have to do?
Yes.
When we started serving in downtown Steubenville 6 years ago, I didn't have any idea of what I was seeing. Look, what was right in front of me.
Molly McGovern spends her days helping these women stay on their feet, all after the haunting truths hidden in this town were slowly brought to her attention 6 years ago.
Eventually the women started coming in that first month out of desperation. The stories that started to unfold, the first couple ones were like, is that even possible? That somebody can live in that type of situation?
It got to the point to where I was tricking. I was tricking to support me and my mom's habit.
And then the stories start to repeat to almost to a point that you're like, wow, this is actually horrifying.
To protect the identity of both victims I spoke with, their voices have been altered. Their faces will not be shown, but the stories they shared with me are very real.
To really think about what we're talking about selling human beings. What gives us the right?
Both of the girls I met with have been forced into the trafficking industry.
We're all appalled to think about the slavery that was in this country. I think in our generations we think, how did that ever happen? How did anybody ever think that was okay? I certainly think that. We hear, of Holocaust and we think that's horrifying. How can that possibly, what was the thinking that people turned their eye against that? We have the same thing.
These girls locked in modern-day slavery, the first by various pimps that have owned her since she was a child.
It's a scary world. People aren't crazy, it's a scary world.
The second woman prostituting herself after being molested by her stepfather for 6 years and getting trapped in what she calls the vicious cycle.
You have to learn to live out there. It's a whole different lifestyle than someone who, has a job and they go home every night, to the people that they love. You go home by yourself if you do have a home to go to.
But both are young and afraid.
I'm terrified. I'm scared that I won't get out of this, or I'm not going to be able to get myself help before, something happens.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired of having, it seems like a target on my back. Running scared, running scared, running scared because of the choices I made due to this.
Stuck in this world, because I remember I asked her one time, I said, do you ever pray? I was trying to figure out the best way to help her. I said, do you pray? And she said, yeah, I pray every day that today's the day I die.
It's happening in our local community, the sidewalks we walk down, the streets we drive on every day.
You're just not safe, out here with anybody. You can't trust anybody out here, no one. They'll turn on you quickly and, they'll kill you. It's not hard to speculate, why do you not die? How do you live through this? How do you get up and not be terrified? And their whole life is terror. Their whole life is a living hell.
They wake up and work to pay for addiction, to pay for their life.
I've almost been shot. I've probably almost been stabbed. My phrase for the beginning of this year was, I'm tired of being a cat with 9 lives. You don't know who you're getting in a car with. You don't know if you're going to come back. You don't know what a man's going to do to you.
And the sex industry is a dirty little secret that people don't want to really, because it's painful. It's painful to say there are people being bought and sold as a commodity, hidden in plain sight.
80% of sex trafficking victims are women and girls.
And I'm not talking about Julia Roberts on Pretty Woman.
50% of them are under the age of 18, the average woman being enslaved between 12 and 14 years old, which makes it close to a miracle that our first victim graduated high school without a soul knowing what was happening to her.
I'm lucky I'm alive. I am. I'm so lucky I'm alive. I've had guardian angel looking out for me for a long time.
There's no Richard Gere coming into these stories to save her. What is happening in our town, in our little tiny piece of the planet, is happening all over the world.
They work 7 days a week, non-stop, never a day off.
I spend a lot of time out here on the street, a lot. I mean, I wake up at 10 o'clock and I don't go back in until maybe 1 or 2 at night. And then I wake up and do the same thing every day. They take you in the country or on back roads and stuff. There's a chance you might not come back.
What they have lived through and what they continue to live through is horrifying.
It's so sad to watch what the world's come to and how blind people are to what's really going on.
With the average victim expected to turn $500 a night, a yearly income for the pimp cashing in well over $600,000. The women are given nothing besides drugs and hopefully continued life.
People are just seen as overdosed and dead when they've actually just been hot-shotted and they're just found dead.
A lot of the girls are gone now, you know. A lot of them have died.
Many women killed with fentanyl before they ever escape.
I don't think anybody deserves to go through this.
Women ashamed of what their life, uncontrolled by them, has become.
You know, what runs through people's minds when they see someone like me or like another girl standing on a corner, you know? It's a bad feeling.
It's not that I'm a bad one, it's that I'm a victim.
There's probably people who, you know, are saying probably some of the worst things that you could say about people.
But in reality, these women are in survival mode.
I'm so tired of being a cat with 9 lives. It's just everybody takes that as a survival motto. Because we don't have 9 lives. None of us do.
They're chasing safety.
Walking around trying to find a place to go to the bathroom, trying to find something to drink in the summer when you're hot, just like we all are. Trying to find a place to sleep where someone's not going to rape you or steal your shoes, not give you a hot shot, not take everything you've ever made that your pimp's going to beat you if you show up. There's pimps who tie them up and leave them tied up.
You have to learn to live out there. You know, it's a whole different lifestyle than someone who, you know, has a job and they go home every night, you know, to the people that they love. You know, you go home by yourself if you do have a home to go to.
And what they have to do for them to stay alive and numb to it all is gut-wrenching.
I really don't count the number of people that I might see a day, but it's definitely not a low number, and especially if it's a bad day.
10 people?
I mean, that would be about right.
10 people. Mm-hmm. It's epidemic. It's no joke. These are human beings, same as you and I, who have never had, it's not a level playing field. It's not a level playing field. And to say that it's a level playing field, that they have made these choices, is erroneous at best.
But the girls have hope.
God's still with us.
There's times when I do feel hopeless, but, you know, I know that I'm better than what I'm doing.
For life and a future free from chains.
The will to live is astounding to me. The will to live is astounding. And that is one of the things I've really learned, is that people are amazingly strong. These women are amazingly strong people.
Anyone can choose to make a better choice. I don't know who can be saved and who can't be saved, but each choice you make may save somebody. And that's why I'm doing this, and I do what I do, and I am who I am.
If you do see someone that's out there, try to help them, you know. We're not bad people, we're just lost.